Honestly, I feel like I've boxed myself in at the moment and things just aren't adding up like I thought or I hope they're going to do in 2026. So I'm trying to do a positive weekly. I'm trying to get excited about the business and the car industry as a whole, and it just feels so hard at the moment. Now, I know it isn't just what I'm doing, and I'm not on my own. There's plenty of business owners out there in the UK that are struggling at the moment, but I just feel absolutely exhausted at the moment. I'm going to tell you for why in this video. So we're going to talk you through what's been going on the last week in the dealership. Now, it was a short week because we had bank holiday straddling each side of the week. So we're down from a 5-day week to a 3-day week anyway. And then unfortunately, I got ill halfway through the week, which I don't do. I refuse to get poorly, especially as being self-employed, but there is no way I was coming in last week. And I think that is part and parcel of just how I'm feeling at the moment. So this is going to be an update of talking about what's sort of starting to break me. So at the moment, we have had a rough start to 2026. So my business tax year starts from the start of March, ends at the end of February the following year. And last year, we actually lost money in March. And there was plenty of reasons for that. We actually lost money in the April as well, but at the end of the year, we ended up making money, so it sort of didn't really matter. But there are reasons for it, because at the end of the year before, I had a lot going on. My baby boy, or our baby boy, was born in March. So there are lots of good reasons why we were going to lose money. This year, I was hoping we were going to be onto a good one and actually starting to rip. And yet again, in March, the start of the year, we've lost money again. Now, it's not a huge amount of money, and bearing in mind, I always calculate after everything, so I have been paid. We've lost money, but I have been paid, and I guess that's kind of come out of the money that you've lost. But I'm just immediately deflated for the year, and I was hoping that because we had a running start with it this year, we might actually get somewhere. Now, I am constantly getting phone calls, emails, and reaching out from people asking whether or not they should be a used car dealer, what it takes, advice, all that sort of stuff. And you thought that by now people might have cottoned on that it isn't as easy as people think it is. If people assume there's this beautiful showroom and everything's lovely and hunky-dory, it is hard work. There's plenty of other dealers out there that will tell you it's hard work. They're not lying. Now, I've got a good mate called Joe. He's got a channel called Shifting Metal. It's great. He's a really good guy. And he ended up getting rid of his car sales business because he said the juice just wasn't worth the squeeze. And I buy that. It really does feel more and more like it isn't worth it at the moment. Now, I'm trying to juggle everything at once, and I'm finding it a little bit difficult because basically we've got the YouTube channel, which does provide a revenue, and then we've got QUID Cars, the car business, which is meant to provide a revenue, and when you work it out across the year, it does do. And then I've set up this other business as well called Carmora with a mate called Paul, where we're buying and selling cars just directly into trade. Now, I'm trying to get all three plates to spin at the same time and to work in unison. And that way, I think we'll have a really good year. And I still think we could have a good year. But when you look at what's happened this last month, YouTube has made money. Any pound you make, there's no warranty claim. There's very little in the way of running costs or whatever. It's just easy, but it's not a lot of money. And then you've got Carmora, which has had a really good month in March and had a really good start to April as well. We've bought and sold 10 cars so far in April, which might not sound like lunatic numbers, but bearing in mind we're only a few days into the month, that is pretty good going. And we've actually brokered a Ferrari 488 through the business as well, which is like, considering so early days, we're doing big cars really quickly. So that's exciting. And then you get the car sales business that just feels like it pulls everything back again. And it's just, I've got to be honest, I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted with it and trying to work out what the best route forward is. And I think that this is a problem for all small businesses at the moment. I've just got a letter through about my business rates, which have gone up by about 150 to 200 pounds a month. My insurance went up last year considerably. Auto Trader has gone up. Everything has gone up. National insurance has gone up, blah, 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 etc., etc. And you could just feeling more and more squeezed. It is a very, very difficult position to be in at the moment. And I'm wondering what is the right thing to do. And when I'm looking at the actual car sales business, I'm wondering what is pulling it back at the moment. And I can't help but think, is it because I'm not as involved as I used to be and my eye's not on the ball as much as it used to be? But it is, you know, cars are coming in, they're going through the process, they're getting up online, we're responding to people as much as we can do. It's still working, nothing's changed there, but I'm wondering whether or not it's the footfall that has changed. And I do think there's a key change in that one. So My demographic, the cars that I sell, are cars that people want, not necessarily cars that people need. And I think that everything that's going on at the moment, we are so fearful about making the wrong decision that people aren't pulling the trigger on cars that they might have done this time last year. Now, also we're kind of into Easter season, it tends to be a little bit quieter, you've got school holidays, but I just feel like I'm in that sort of weird market where if I was selling seriously heavy stuff, then it's an unaffected market as a rule, or tends to be. Or if I'm selling the cheaper end of the stuff, that's cars that people need. That's not affected as much either. And I'm wondering whether or not I'm just in the worst place at the worst time at the moment with everything that's going on. I can see why Joe sacked it in eventually, because you look at all these different things that are going on and you kind of go, what is the bit that ain't worth doing anymore? But then at the same time, it's the bit that feeds everything else. Oh, I don't know how at the moment, if you don't have other income streams and other ideas and alternatives, you can just run a business as a car dealer. It ain't adding up. I hate to break it to you, it's not adding up unless you are kind of, you know, hugely well established or very early days and selling from home or whatever. There's just this middle ground is a really difficult place to be in. Anyway, I'm not going to whinge too much. I'm going to try and focus on some positives. We can find some. So, cars we've sold this week. As you can imagine, by the way that I'm talking, none. It has been totally quiet. Now, that's particularly frustrating because I've got a little bit of everything at the moment. I've got an expensive supercar in, I've got cheap cars in, I've got classic cars in, I've got petrols in, diesels in, I've got electric cars in, I've got a little bit of everything. The phone just doesn't seem to be ringing for a lot. Now, when you're on all the car dealing forums, everybody's saying the same. And I don't normally like to look at that, prefer to just paddle my own canoe and get on with it. But you do feel a little bit kind of supported when everyone else is having a rough time, as sort of wrong as that might sound. So it's just a little bit all over the place. So we've sold nothing this week. We have had a couple of inquiries on stuff. However, we've had one on a Porsche 968 and I just can't help but think it might be a time waster. But the problem is, you end up in a bit of a rut with car sales where you think, oh, things are going badly, nothing's working out, everyone's a time waster, no one wants to buy a car. And you end up in this kind of psychological warfare with yourself where it's just going to be a waste of time. Anyway, this guy asked for a video on the 968, and here is a video of me doing a video on the 968 that I thought you might find entertaining at the very least. Oh, the battery's in a stupid place, isn't it? Is it going to start? Alex, would you like to put a wager on this?
No, because you always win.
Correct.
No.
Would you like to put a wager on it?
A quid?
Quid what?
Quid. That it doesn't start.
I'll take a quid that it does start. I reckon it'll start. I asked him to place the bet and how much he wants to bet. How much do you think he's wanting to bet?
Oh. This one?
Yeah.
A quid.
Bingo.
We're at a quid.
Yes, because it's a quid. Where's my tenner actually?
What tenner?
That tenner for the BMW window.
What's he talking about?
You can see what we're talking about in this clip here. Lubricate the window seals and tracks with silicone spray to help it move smoothly.
I can't see that working, to be honest, but...
Are we having a wager?
Yeah, I'll have a tenner on it.
A tenner?
Tenner.
You don't think that'll work?
No. There we are, it's on film.
Oh, please, I'd love to take a tenner off Tim. Oh!
No! Oh! No! No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
Yeah, but unfortunately, a lot of time has passed since then.
I thought he was a decent bloke.
Yeah, but it stopped working. It works that bloody once and then it stopped straight away again.
A lot of people think you're a decent bloke, Tim, and this is going to show you true colours, isn't it? Reputation for a tenner. Oh well. Fair enough, Tim.
I'll get it to you.
All right, yeah. And I shall hold my breath. You've done a good job there. Oh, good. It's interesting. Gone facing his steering wheel's other way, mate.
Have I got the right keys here?
Why did we get nothing done round here?
Is that them or is that for something else?
That's me Subaru, you pillock.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that just looked like old keys, so I grabbed them. The funny looking ones on this, are they not?
Yeah, they say Porsche on them though. Is that for me Subaru?
Come on, let's get on with the job.
Don't do the soup.
Oh, we've got lights.
Come on, Tim.
Yay!
Got him for a quid!
Get that quid out!
Yeah! at that house crap. It's all class.
What's so funny?
I don't know what's funny. Oh, no. Do you enjoy that? Have a little wander around. Where's the boomerang? Do you know where the boomerang is, Tim?
The boomerang. Is it a trick question? Is, in fact, the boomerang the car itself, because you're going to sell it and it's going to have a load of problems and keep coming back?
Nice.
Is it something to do with this?
No.
No?
Look at him. Clueless. Pair of them. You give in?
I give in.
It's embarrassing, really. That is a boomerang.
Right.
And apparently over time, they age and come off. So he wants me to push them, prod them. He said, prod my boomerang. Poke my boomerang. That's a good boomerang if I ever saw one. Hello and welcome to Cubic Cars and welcome to this personalised walk-around tour of our Porsche 968 transaxle. Go again. Walk-around tour of this Porsche 968. You've specifically... Now you asked us to look at the rubbers on these and they are in good condition. You've also wanted to know about the boomerangs at the back. Absolutely no give on these whatsoever. So inside the rear of this 968, you asked about the battery tray. I'm trying to get my camera down there as best as I possibly can. In fact, what I will do is I'll put a flash on, we'll go again. Spare wheel, you're asking about. This is a cover to put your... No sign of any water ingress. It's just overall nice and solid in the boot of this car. Also had a pair of struts as well done on the bonnet because it wasn't holding well. In fact, speaking of which, we'll have a quick look under there. Hopefully that's answered all the questions that you got and found it helpful. Everything is as you'd expect it to be. And we'll quickly look under the bonnet to finish as well. Hopefully that's answered all the questions that you might have. And then under the bonnet to finish off as well, there are no signs of any leaks, be it oil, coolant or otherwise, from this car. And hopefully that's given you everything that you need to know. We'll speak soon. I'm telling you now, Tim, you ain't gonna buy it.
No. Even Alex won't check on that. Oh.
Oh, he's making a meal out of this. Whoa! A little bit more.
Okay, hang on a bloody minute. I told you I'm scared of heights. No. Pull the bugger down.
Are you scared of heights?
Yeah, I'm actually, yeah.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
You're all right.
Just with that, yeah.
Oh! Is Bill gonna buy this Porsche? Is Bill from Surrey gonna buy this Porsche? So the big question is that guy gonna buy that car? I've got a feeling actually that he might, because he comes across as really genuine. We've had a load of good back and forth. Obviously that car's been in for a while now. It was always gonna be a Marmite car to sell. But I feel, you know, you just sort of get a little sense that that could be a buyer. Touch wood, we will see, and I'll let you know on the next weekly update. Other than that, not a lot else in the way of inquiries. I had a few calls, few emails. We got back in touch with people, a few people interested in the XFR, which we did a video about last week. So it's kind of bubbling away, but it's just not exciting. Now this month as well, we've had a big tax bill to pay because we had a good back end last year. And unfortunately, you've got to pay the VAT, you've got to pay the consequences for that. It's never perfect, is it? So in other news, we had the guy who bought the winning raffle ticket come and pick up the Mini. I did a bit of an update on that last week, which was fantastic. We had Keith over, we were on with making arrangements for him to go away on holiday, which is amazing. And in the meantime, we've actually bought another car to raffle because we've got another good idea. So we've got a subscriber, a guy called James, who very sadly lost his wife a few weeks ago or a couple of weeks ago. Now, I think it was on the cards for a while. She wasn't a very well lady, and James is on an absolute warpath to raise money for a charity which is called Manoland, so Sue Ryder, which is basically a hospice type situation where when you are at end of life they will come across and they will help you as best they can. Now, this resonates quite well with me as well, because my mother, who's an author, by the way, and there's a link for one of her books in the description below, she has done a load of fundraising for this charity as well. So we are raffling a BMW 330 Ci. You might have seen it on the channel in this video here when I was doing a bit of a road test on it. Epic car, cash alternative. Please take the cash if you win it, because I want to keep that car. However, there are links for the raffle in the description below. And that's something that we're starting to think about doing a little bit more of, just to try and subsidise the losses in the business when it's not going well, because although we've not made a fortune on it, it is a little bit of something coming back in. Now, in other news, if you haven't seen, I have indeed bought a supercar, which I know sounds totally bizarre when I talk about the fact we're not making any money. However, I am confident that we'll make money this year. I just hate this part of the year where you lose it and you think, oh, I've got to make up lost ground. Anyway, Audi R8 V10 Spider, fantastic thing, and we're going to be going on a road trip on that very soon. And I did ask in the comments whether or not people thought I should modify it. And the general consensus was, don't be so stupid. Anyway, so I've bought some bits to modify that car, and that's going to be coming through next week. So I'll give you a bit of an update as to what it is I'm doing with the R8s, because genuinely the most exciting car I've driven in a long time. I absolutely adore it. And I think I got it for the right money as well. So if you've not seen that video, that is the video for you there. Other than that, there's just not a lot to report, really. A lot of people have been asking about these hoodies and whether or not they can buy one. We've never thought about doing merchandising before. However, we had a bit of back and forth on that, and we did present Tim with a new hoodie, as you can see in this clip here. So, Tim, I'd like to present you with something.
Right. Is it a gift?
It is a gift. Not sure which one. Not that one. That's fine. I was just going through my clothes horse. That was my gym one. This is for you.
Oh, very good.
On the proviso, you throw that in the bin.
No problem.
So we both discussed. It looks like Shrek has spat on your top. There you are.
Thank you. Is this actually going to fit?
I don't know, it might be a bit big, mate. If it is, I'll get you a smaller one.
Do you think a little bit big? It's a
You
bit
small?
Usually a medium, but it depends on, you know, the clothes.
Swanee.
Well, this is the
Small.
same size as yours, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a medium now,
Now,
I'm surprised.
I'm going to chuck a guess out here that
Here comes
you
some
ordered this for
insults.
yourself, you didn't like it, and therefore you passed it down to me.
Bingo. Well, I ordered it. To be fair, I did order it for me. What was the story I was going to go with? Let me think
Well, you've
about
already
this.
been rumbled.
No. I ordered it for me. I didn't like the logo on the back.
Yeah.
Was the key to it. It's a bit
It's
big,
a bit
isn't it?
big, yeah.
It's a bit in your face. Oh. So people have asked about these hoodies. Genuinely, in the comments.
Yeah,
In fact,
yeah.
someone keeps on screaming, hoodie. I'm going to sell them. We're going to sell these, but I think we should do a limited edition run. So like,
Just all in black or different colours?
well, that's a dark blue.
I think it looks better in black.
I think so.
Without that thing on the back.
It's
and
a bit
all.
strong, isn't it? Maybe on t-shirts. 'Cause we'll do t-shirts, hats, mugs.
Yeah, but the t-shirts need to be printed logo rather than these thick, you know, they put them on with heat, don't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're thick, and I tell you something else and all, they make your back sweat.
I was sweaty last night. I woke up sweaty.
Did you?
Yeah, she's got a heated mattress. We've got a heated mattress. Oh no. I know. Have you got a heated mattress?
The topper thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Oh, they're good,
I
aren't
was
they?
fuming when she bought it.
Oh, yeah.
Little miss, I don't pay the electric bills around here. Raging. But it's a split one. So she can have it hotter.
Oh, is it?
And I can have it, yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah, I know, we'd had a good year.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the point. I think I do need probably a small, if that's okay.
Do you want a zip up or not zip up? Because the other thing I was thinking with that as well is when you're leaning on cars, it might.
Ah, yeah. So no zip.
Tim would like a small, non-zip,
In black.
in black. Sure about black? We are coming into summer as well. I'm being a bit stupid here.
Grey. I bet it'd look good in grey.
I think it would look good in grey. Now, what would you like?
Logo-wise?
Yeah, because we can do it. Because do we do Logbook and Cubic cars, one either side?
Yeah.
So you are ambidextrous.
Clothing can look strange when they've got different logos each side. So I reckon Logbook on the front.
You want Logbook?
What about a Cubic Cars on the sleeve?
You could do Cubic cars on there.
Yeah, I think that'd look good.
Yeah, and a CC on the right sleeve. Do you want something for free?
I'll have a t-shirt.
You want a t-shirt, Alex? With that big massive thing on the front and the back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Think of all the sticker you're getting for free just all over. Yeah.
Just one big iron
Just you want
patch.
sticker slap as you walk out.
He'll be sweating then.
In fact, actually, Lobber's the Lookbook. So the problem is, if people have asked how much these are going to be, these cost me 30 quid.
Yeah, that's what hoodies are.
But they're good quality.
Mind you,
They've got a secondary pocket in here.
Have they?
For your drugs.
Yeah.
For your phone. Polos, unisex polos, I think. Alex.
Oh, yeah.
I wear a bit of pink. I've got some salmon shorts.
I don't mind, yeah.
Love them. So you want pink then?
I'll wear a pink.
If it's free. Oh, I could get Ralph something. 100% going to get Ralph something.
What, a little Logbook t-shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, accessories. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm glad my missus ain't got hold of this. I think they look quite nice. But they're more, that's a white collar department. You can't have one of those, Tim.
Right.
You'll only ruin it. You'll only get it
Well,
mucky.
I will, yeah, that's a fact.
Oh, should we get Alex a wife beater? Sure, just...
Oh, yes. That'd go excellent under his fire warden uniform.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so I'll get you a hoodie and we'll just get Alex a t-shirt. We're not
Yeah.
bothered if he looks scrawny.
The vest.
Scrawny,
Can we get him the
Oh,
vest?
the vest, of course.
Yeah.
Slash.
Alex, yep, white vest.
Well, that's that settled then, isn't it, gentlemen? So let me know what your thoughts are on that and whether or not you think it's a stupid idea. I just feel like it is a stupid idea and we don't want to just keep pushing stuff consistently on the channel. It's not what it's about. We're meant to be having a laugh in here, apparently. Anyway, speaking about pushing stuff, AA Cars, who is the sponsor of the channel, which is actually incredibly supportive at the moment with everything else that's going on, have been back in to do some car checks. We've got most of them through the process, although we did have another fail on a car recently, but it was, again, just air conditioning. So actually, I think that this is all starting to piece together to make the actual car sales business a better and stronger place. Now, we are going to be looking at car parts as well and see whether or not we can be negating some of these costs by using some of the car parts discounts, if that makes sense. That's going to be coming up soon as well. I think that's going to be actually quite an interesting challenge to see whether or not we can start actually saving money there. Because everything else is going up, and if we get something to go down, that might be quite helpful. So I'm just trying to find a way of sort of managing the time better and working out what I need to do. And I am considering potentially just employing somebody else to maybe deal with some of the day-to-day type roles. But that in turn means a bigger cost to the business, which might mean that the figures are looking even worse in the short time. It's really tricky. This is like the difficult spot of being a small business owner. It's whether or not you go, actually I'm quite happy with, like last year I think we did 70 grandish or whatever. That will do for the time that I am spending on everything, or whether or not you go, let's re-employ, reinvest, try and build. Oh, it's going to be an interesting year, this one, because I, at the moment, have no idea what direction I want to push stuff. Like the Carmora side of things, where we are buying and selling into the trade, I'm just getting more and more excited about that. And I don't know whether or not it's just taking my eye off the ball with the car sales business or not, or whether or not actually I'm just starting to see that that could be more of a fruitful proposition for us moving forwards. It's a bit of a tough one. It'd be great to get your opinions as usual. I know a lot of people are going to be saying, Rob, you're burning yourself out at the moment. I absolutely am. And I know I am doing a Joe Betty at the moment, trying to spin every different plate at once. However, I am going to be taking a break soon. I'm hoping that we can still continue to do the weekly updates, but with me taking a bit of time off, I don't know if I'm going to be doing one next week, but I promise I'll try for you as best I can. There'll definitely be one next week, actually. It's whether or not the one after will be able to drop. I don't know. I'm still trying to work it out as we go along. So what's your thoughts? Where would you be investing your time more? Would you be doing more of the trade-to-trade stuff? Would you be focusing on YouTube more and going, you know what it is, what we need to do actually is start doing more content, let's start finding more ideas, etc. Or would you be going back to basics and just trying to get the car dealership to run as efficiently as possible? As supportive as the AA have been at the moment, I just don't know the more stuff I can be doing to help there. Or is it just the market is pretty rubbish at the moment? I've got a video coming out soon what my thoughts are as to the actual used car market at the moment. And I think that there is a big problem that no one's talking about, and hopefully I can address it in a video. So there we are. That is where we're at the moment. Sorry it is a bit of a head in the hands type thing, but it just needs to do well, or just okay. I'd take okay at the moment. I know a lot of dealers are in the same position where we just take okay. But then do we look at what I'm actually stocking and whether or not I'm stocking the right cars? So much to think about, so little time to think about it in. However, hopefully we can move forward and start to turn these red numbers into green numbers. Hopefully you found that interesting. If you've not entered the raffle, it is still early days. You've got plenty of time to buy a ticket, and there's a link in the description below. It is a fantastic car, and I hope a fantastic cause. And I hope we can make a difference that way. And I just hope that we can start making some money. Any ideas, stick them on a postcard, stick them in the comments, and I'd love to see you on the next one. I'll see you soon. Cheers.